Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with a Cop. My name is Constable Julian Poncham with the Metro Vancouver Transit Police. So last week on Coffee with a Cop, we talked a little bit about Constable Brian and where he works currently in New Zealand. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about Brian and Bobby and how that all started up. Now, just to let you know, this video is going to be a little longer, so it will get cut off on Twitter. But if you switch over to either Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, you can find me and you can watch the full video. So let's get started again. I want to talk to you a little bit about Brian and Bobby. Mm-hmm. Where did that come from? Because my exposure to this was I saw one of your posts, I clicked on the link, and there you were in a shower cap and a towel.
Exactly. Yep. And I never ever swore I'd do that either. So basically, it came about because in the I'm going to say the early '80s, late '70s, we used to have a man on TV called Constable Keith and Sniff. Sniff was obviously his dog. And as I was doing a bit more community work, I had lots and lots of people coming up to me and saying to me, "What happened to Constable Keith and Sniff?" And nobody actually was asking me about previous commissioners that we'd had or chiefs of police. They're only interested in Constable Keith and Sniff. So I happened to bump into one of our local TV personalities here, who's also a producer, and I said, "It's a shame we don't have something like that." And she said, "The only reason you haven't is because nobody wants to do it." And I said, "Oh, I'm not interested. I joined the police to become a detective. I want to solve homicides and that type of stuff." And I did a little bit of a tour down to a place called Hamilton, which is probably about an hour and a half out of Auckland. Spoke to a whole bunch of kids and community groups there and came back up. And at that stage, Bobby didn't say anything, he just nodded his head. And I said to the kids, "If you've enjoyed what we've done and you think that we could give you some great safety messages, please write us a letter." I got 3,500 letters back from that tour. And I actually turned around to my friend Susie, the presenter producer. I said, "There might be something in this." And she said, "Yeah. So answer those letters first and then we'll start talking." And it's gone into for 15 years now. So,
do you put an episode out every week, or how does that schedule work?
It was actually running on TV concurrently for about 11 and a half years. So what's happened now is we've still got all those episodes. We are popping up an episode on YouTube every month, free of charge, so that kids all around the world get great safety messages. But it's been an absolute blast. I have been to every single school in New Zealand, from the bottom of the South Island to the top of the North Island with Bobby. We've had a #1 song in New Zealand as well. So it's just been wild. And we actually get celebrities coming up to us going, "Oh my goodness, you're Brian and Bobby," which is just bizarre. As a police officer, that's really weird. In fact, I even arrested a guy once who actually, after I finished arresting him, he asked me if I could have a selfie with him so he could take it home and show his kids who had been arrested by. Yeah. I've even had a girl scream out at me in New Delhi airport, "Oh, look, it's Constable Brian, it's Constable Brian." I'm just like, that is unreal. And she was actually from Christchurch. It was just like, okay, that's just bizarre. But it's a great thing. It's like I say to all the bosses, that's the roles that you and I and people like Laurie McCann, and that is a great thing, because the trust and confidence you're building with the community and also other people is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And they actually seeing police officers as friends and people they can approach, which is a great thing.
All right, so that was Constable Brian all the way from New Zealand. So thank you, and we'll see you on another episode of Coffee with a Cop.
The thing that we always find funny is in New Zealand at Christmas, we get Christmas cards with snow and snowmen on them. And for Christmas Day, we'll have like big roast meals like turkeys and everything else. And it's like 31 degrees outside and it's absolutely smoking. It's just like, bizarre.